I think we have an interview right now.
Yes, sir. How's your day going so far? Full of interviews?
Yeah, not too bad. This is my fourth one today, and I got a couple of email interviews I'm doing. And then I'm gonna, just kind of chill out. kind of burn out. I've been doing a lot over the past few weeks, and I'm pretty beat today, man. But it's all good. All good.
All right. Well, during the past few weeks, I'd say you're probably the busiest person in rock and roll, at least the past 5 years or so.
You think I have guys like George Lynch beat?
I'd say you're probably pretty neck and neck.
Well, George does probably a little bit more than I do, but I try to keep it all focused, and not that he doesn't, but I try to choose my battles and not take on too much,
Sure. Yeah, but past 5 years, you've released you're coming up on your third Stryper album, a couple solo albums, a couple Sweet and Lynch albums, so you certainly keep yourself busy and have been putting out some excellent music. And I don't want to seem like I'm knocking your earlier music, but I say you're putting out the best music of your career the past few years.
Well, that's the goal. The goal is always to get better at what I do or what we do, and not just better music, but better production and better quality in every area possible. And that's what we're trying to do. And as a live band too, we're trying to get tighter and sound better and more seasoned. And it's something. There's something to be said for that. That's pretty cool. Given the fact that it's 35 years after the fact. We began in '83, and here it is, 2018, and we're still going and still thriving and excited and passionate about the music we record. And man, it feels good. It really does.
All right. So I think, the past couple Stryper albums and certainly your solo album, One-Sided War, have taken a heavier direction than I think some are used to with Stryper. Long gone are the keyboards and everything. What prompted you to crank up the volume and distortion a little and put out some really heavy stuff?
Well, we've always been a metal band. Our influences have always been metal. We grew up listening to, in the early days, UFO, Scorpions, Yesterday and Today, and then eventually got into Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Van Halen, Ronnie James Dio, obviously. And we've always been into heavier music, and a lot of our music is on the heavier side if you look at the back catalog, but we also threw in ballads and stuff that was a little bit more on the pop metal side because we loved bands like Journey and Night Ranger and Loverboy, and if it's a good song, it's a good song. But these past few years, we've really been focusing on getting back to our roots. And when I say roots, I mean even before Stryper broke. And that was on the heavier side of things, for sure. So, it's not that we've changed who we are, it's just that we got back to who we are.
Got it.
And, it's we're a metal band at the end of the day, and sadly, some people don't know that.
That is sad. Stryper, you and Oz you're some of the best guitar players out there. Certainly maybe on the underrated side a bit, but Stryper riffs have always been, up there with the best of them, at least in my opinion.
Well, thank you, man. That's kind of you to say, and we work hard at all the guitar stuff, the riffs, and our solos and our parts and stuff. We're not shredders. We're not Yngwies or guys like that, but we grew up on Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen, and prior to that, guys like Michael Schenker, and and we love that style of playing, and we have been playing our entire lives, and we work hard at it. So hopefully, that shows a little bit and comes out. I think many times, it's quick for somebody to kind of judge us or write us off it's real quick for people to say, those guys suck. They can't be good because it's those Christian guys, Yeah, right. Whatever. I don't want to hear it. That seems to be the mentality sometimes, and that's really sad. I mean, talk about being closed-minded and pretty shallow, but that's kind of the world we live in many times.
It is, and it does suck, when people, put down your faith. I mean, you've had to have developed some pretty thick skin over the past 30-odd years.
We have. We kind of let it roll off, but there are many times, if you follow me on Facebook and Twitter, where I'll put on the boxing gloves and I'll kick someone's ASS,
Right.
I don't put up with disrespect, and nor should I. And when someone comes to my page and just flat out is disrespectful or just obviously not a fan but a hater, I'll give it back to them,
Right.
You're not going to get a fun-loving Christian response from Michael Sweet in a situation like that. I won't let people wipe their boots on me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, there are many times when I just kind of ignore it or, let it slide off or roll off, water on a duck's back, all the cliches you want to use. We kind of have to, because a lot of stuff has been said about us, and you just kind of have to roll your eyes and keep moving forward. And that's the thing about Stryper. The beauty of it is nothing has gotten in our way. Right. We're not gonna take these comments to heart. And what do people think we're gonna stop? Mm-hmm. They think because they tell us to, and that we suck, and we should stop, that we're going to. I mean, that's really funny. That's comical. We'll never stop, because music is our life and our passion, and we're trying, and we're going to continue trying to make the best music of our lives, and regardless of the haters.
All right. We talked a bit about non-Christian haters, and of course you also have haters who are Christian. The
right.
Title of the new album, Goddamn Evil, certainly caused a bit of a storm in some circles. Are Stryper swearing now? What is this? That kind of
right.
stuff. But
right.
Well, people just like to complain sometimes.
I think more often we get more of the people that call themselves Christians that are hating on us than the people that aren't Christians. Sure. It's that constant barrage of judgmental attitudes, and and they're saying we're sinning, and in actuality, when you're going around calling yourself a Christian and you're constantly judging people, I mean, man, you need to look in the mirror.
Right.
You need to just set up a chair in front of the mirror and don't go anywhere else. Just stare at yourself for days, because that's messed up. That's not the definition of Christianity by no means, and we get a lot of that, man. We get a lot of Christian people saying, "Oh, you're of the devil," and how can you do this, and how can you say that? And the new song, "Sorry," there's some comments, and you just got to kind of again roll with it. But there's some ignorant comments from people saying, "Hey, you're not talking about Jesus, so I'm out of here." I can't support the band anymore because this is about a relationship, and the scary part is having strong relationships is about Jesus. That's the story, and the definition of God is love and trust and respect, and that's what the video's about. And so when people come in that say they're Christians and they're bashing that, it's like, wow, man, are we living in the dark ages? I think in some ways, yes.
Yeah, there's always something out there, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why if you let it rule your life and control what you do or don't do, man, you're in trouble. We don't. I'll comment on it, and I'll try to set the record straight or educate people or whatnot, because that's who I am. But it never stops me from doing what I'm here to do. I'm going to stay busy. I'm going to stay active. I'm going to keep moving on, rising above and doing what I'm here to do. And that'll be the situation until I take my last breath.
All right. So you mentioned the new song "Sorry" a little bit ago. Can you tell me a bit about filming the music video? Did you and the guys actually set up out in the desert, or is that done on a green screen?
No, we did. We set up out in the desert, and some people are wondering, why a desert again? And the honest answer to that is because Rob and Oz live in Las Vegas. I mean, it's as simple as that. They live in Vegas, and our director, Jamie Brown, he has a place in Vegas, and it made the most sense to do it in Vegas.
All right.
And as we all know, I mean, Vegas is a desert, so that's where we did it. But man, we love the video. It turned out really cool, and it's a powerful song, one of our favorites on the album. I think one of the best music videos we've done for a long time. It kind of just works, and it's simple, but it works, and has a really simple but powerful message. How many times have we been involved in a relationship, be it a friend or a loved one or what have you, where you have just been manipulated and lied to, and you just kind of left sitting thinking, what just happened? And that's kind of the moral of the video is in the song is, you can only say sorry so many times, and then it just becomes redundant and pointless unless you mean it and you change.
Right.
So that's the point. It's just a simple message, but a really cool groove. The song's grooving. We're really excited about this album. We couldn't be more excited about how it turned out, and can't wait for the world to hear it. And it's coming up, man. It's just 4 or 5 weeks away, so right around the corner.
Right. Yeah, and you can. I'm certainly excited to hear the rest. I mean, the first 2 songs you released, "Take It to the Cross" and "Sorry," both real heavy hitters, and you have a tour coming up starting. Looks like the beginning of May. How are you going to choose a set list for the tour? I mean, you have so many good, songs from your last couple releases, but then you gotta play all the classics. How do you mix it up in your set list?
It's hard. I mean, with each release, it gets harder and harder, as that catalog builds. But we'll probably do somewhere in the area of like 21 songs.
Wow.
And what we're talking about doing is obviously doing the classics, doing at least 4 or 5 new songs from the new album, and then taking 2 or 3 songs each night and rotating. So we've got a set list of about 30 songs. So we'll rotate 2 or 3 songs every night. So if you come one night and see us, you're going to hear 2 songs one night, and then if you came the next night, you wouldn't hear those songs the next night. You'd hear 2 other songs in their place, or maybe even 3.
Okay.
So instead of switching the whole set list up, we're going to switch it up in just a small amount and make it special every night.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be good. We're going to do some deep tracks and B-sides and whatnot, and do some songs that people might not expect us to do. Okay.
Deep cuts, I like it.
Like maybe some Devo, Pet Shop Boys, things like that.
All right. All right. So what else can you tell me about the new album coming out? Any surprises we can expect? I mean, we've already been shocked a little with "Take It to the Cross." I mean, the vocals in the chorus there, and then just the overall heaviness of that song.
I think what people are going to be surprised by is the diversity. Every song's totally different, but every song is a bookend to the song before it and the song after it. So it's like every song works together, but every song's totally different. Like, there's not another song like Take It to the Cross. There's not another song like Sorry at all. You know, there's similarities maybe you might hear on a few other songs, but again, just really not at all alike. So that's exciting for us. We had fun making this album because it is so diverse, and it's not a boring album at all. There's no filler stuff on it. Every song in its own right is really strong, and we feel it's our best album, man, certainly since the 80s. I think it's our best album ever.
All right.
But I would think that most people would agree at least that it's our best album since the 80s. I do think it surpasses No More Hell to Pay. I do think it surpasses Fallen. Those are great albums. We're very pleased with those albums. But this one's even better. It just sounds better. It's punchier. We didn't get into the loud wars and over compress in mastering and try to make it too loud and lose those transients and dynamics. It retained its punch and dynamics. So we're really excited for people to hear it, man. There's some up-tempo stuff on it that people haven't heard, obviously. There's some real mid-tempo. Goddamn Evil is a modern-day To Hell with the Devil.
Okay.
It's like mid-tempo, boom, bah, boom, boom, bah, boom. You know, real heavy, anthem-y kind of track, big, huge. And then we've got a ballad on there, Can't Live Without Your Love. It's a rock ballad, guitar ballad, not syrupy at all. Really cool tune. We've got a song called Beautiful that is more in that a little more melodic pop metal area, but it's heavy. You know, it's big. It's a big track. It's tuned down and it's big and fat, but it's got more of those melodies and that stuff going on that people might expect to hear. So we've got that. We've got some funky tracks. We've got a track called Own Up that's real funky. It's got like this just funky groove to it, but it's heavy.
All right.
And then we've got some fast-paced tunes, you know, that are a song called Lost, a song called The Devil Doesn't Live Here, that are more up-tempo and high energy. And The Valley, we've got a video for coming out after the album is released. That's real heavy, mid-tempo, almost in the heaven and hell arena. It's a really cool album, man. Can't wait for the fans to hear it.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Wanted to ask you a question about something that came up in the news this week. So I know you're a big Judas Priest fan.
I am.
Yeah, so Rob Halford said he wants to make a black metal album. Just wonder if I can get your thoughts on that and how, one of the godfathers of heavy metal can, switch it up into like an extreme type of music like that.
Well, I think if anyone could do that, it's Rob. He has such a unique delivery and approach to singing, and obviously he's got the goods to do that, to pull that off. I don't really know, or I shouldn't say I don't know, I do know. I don't really understand all the different titles on metal. It's like, black metal, white metal, thrash metal, speed metal. Like, what's the difference between speed and thrash? I don't get it. But apparently there is a difference. And it just gets kind of comical sometimes with all the different categories and genres and names and whatnot. But that being said, I think Rob is he's the king of metal in terms of the voice and just not that he's old, but at his age, it's pretty remarkable that he still sounds brilliant. And if anyone can pull it off, it's him. All
right. Cool.
I'm going to do an album. I'm going to start a new genre. I'm going to call it green metal.
Green metal. All right.
Yeah. I don't even know what it is, but I'm going to start my own thing. Okay? And it's going to be so green that people are going to absolutely flip out over it when they hear it. It's going to be outstanding.
It's the next big thing.
Yeah, it will be. It will be.
All right. Michael, I don't want to really take up much more of your time. I know you've had a busy day and you're tired. But thank you for speaking with me. I've been a Stryper fan for quite a few years. My